Autofiction, that intimate marriage of truth and invention, has become one of the defining literary movements of our era. It thrives in the liminal space between memory and imagination, giving readers the sense of being granted private access to the author's unfiltered consciousness, even when the truth is artfully manipulated. In a world dominated by social media's curated identities, these works cut through the gloss with something riskier: raw subjectivity. Here are 5 modern works that not only define this new wave, but show why it has found such devoted audiences. I highly recommend Rachel Cusk, fantastic author, and in my first choice, I've selected Outline. Rachel Cusk's Outline is almost anti-autobiography, yet profoundly personal. The narrator, a recently divorced writer, arrives in Athens to teach a summer course, but tells us little about herself directly. Instead, her presence is defined entirely by the stories of others, conversations with strangers on planes, colleagues, and students. The prose is clean, unadorned, and eerily calm, creating a glass-like surface in which other people's words are reflected. This inversion of the traditional confessional makes the act of listening the true narrative engine, a form of self-revelation by omission. The result is autofiction that is as much about the construction of narrative as it is about the narrator's fractured identity. Next is My Struggle by Karl of Knausgård. Knausgaard's My Struggle series took the idea of writing one's life and stretched it to epic proportions, with the first volume charting his boyhood in Norway and his troubled relationship with his father. The style is hyper-realist. Scenes linger on the mundane until they become almost transcendent. Knausgård treats memory like archaeology, digging into the sediment of lived experience with obsessive detail. The intimacy is uncomfortable at times, blurring the line between private diary and novel. In the process, he transforms the banal into the monumental, showing how autofiction can elevate everyday life into an epic simply by refusing to look away. Number 3 is On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous by Ocean Vuong. Vuong's debut novel is framed as a letter from a son to his illiterate mother, knowing she will never read it. The narrative slips between memories of his family's life in Vietnam, their migration to America, and his own coming of age as a gay man. The language is lush, poetic, and deeply sensory, every sentence carrying the rhythm of a line of verse. Here, autofiction becomes a space where truth is filtered through metaphor and imagery, mirroring the way memory itself reshapes events. The prose doesn't just tell us what happened, it immerses us into how it felt, turning lived experience into something both intimate and mythic. Next, I have Sheila Heti's How Should a Person Be? Sheila Heti's novel blurs the boundary between novel and diary, between art project and confession. She uses real conversations with friends, sometimes recorded and transcribed verbatim, and folds them into a self-reflective narrative about her struggles with writing, friendship, and self-definition. The style is messy by design, full of abrupt tonal shifts, moments of awkward humor, and philosophical digressions. It reads like the unedited feed of a mind in motion, refusing the neatness of conventional fiction. In doing so, Heti captures something essential about contemporary life: the search for authenticity in a world that constantly demands performance. Next, I have Inferno by Eileen Myles. Eileen Myles' Inferno is part memoir, part manifesto, recounting their arrival in New York in the 1970s and their evolution as a poet navigating love, poverty, and the literary underground. The prose is loose, propulsive, and conversational, as if Myles were speaking directly to you in a smoky bar at 2 a.m. Autofiction here becomes a living thing, not polished to perfection, but brimming with the immediacy of lived experience. It's a style that rejects the idea of the finished self, embracing the rough edges as part of the art. The new wave of autofiction has flourished because it reflects our own fragmented realities. These works don't offer definitive truths, they offer presence. They create a space where readers can experience consciousness unfolding in real time, a reminder that life is never neatly plotted, And perhaps that's exactly why these books feel so urgent now.